Okay, here we are starting the third segment on this classic walking adventure assignment. And if you're following along in your in the written instructions, we're on the reuse content section, the reuse content part of the instructions. So back here in your document, we just got done putting our graphic in, and now we're going to kind of insert some other content into our document that might be helpful. So since we're going to insert, and we're going to start with a footer. So click on the Insert tab, and then come over to the Header and Footer section. And of course, the header is something that goes at the top of the document on every single page, and like your head's at the top of your body, and the footer goes at the bottom of every page in your document, like your foot is at the bottom of your body. And we're going to put a footer into our document, so click on Footer. And here are, again, different styles we can choose from. We're going to go ahead and use this alphabetic style. You hold your mouse over it, it kind of describes what it is. It basically says page number and text under double line border. So there's some type of double line border at the bottom, and then the footer's underneath. And that's what we're going to choose. So go ahead and click on that. Notice now how your document changes looks. And if you look up on the tab, now we have a header and footer tab and a design tab for it. You also can see that your text is now dimmed. And if you click once on your text, you cannot edit it. It's kind of like blocked out. But down here at the bottom, you can see now in header and footer view, you can access your footer. So when you go into header and footer view, it's sort of like a layer. Everything else is kind of hidden or blocked off, and you can only work in your header and your footer. So come down here where it says in your footer on the left hand side where it says type text. Go ahead and click once on that to select it, and type in page number, or I'm sorry, type in file name, F-I-L-E-N-A-M-E, and then hit the space bar. So we got file name, space bar, and then we want to come up to our tab for the header and footer. Make sure you're under the design tab here, and kind of towards the left under the insert section, we want to find where it says quick parts. Click quick parts, and we are going to be inserting the file name. So under quick parts, I'm going to say document. Hang on. So under quick parts, we want to come to the field, and we want the file name for this. We want it to automatically be inserted into our footer. We don't have to type it. We want it to happen automatically. So under quick parts, field. Click on field, and notice where it says dot dot dot. That dot dot dot, the fancy name for that is an ellipse. And what that means on the computer with Word is anytime you see the ellipse or the dot dot dot, if you click it, more options will come up. So go ahead and select it, and you'll notice a new dialog box will come up. And we want to scroll down. These are all different things that we can insert, a bunch of them. We want to scroll down until you see file name. They're in alphabetical order. So find the file name option, and then click OK. And notice here now at the bottom, the file name is automatically selected. And if you click on it once in the footer, notice how it has the gray background. That gray background is a clue for you to tell you that this is a field. If you click where it says file name, that's where you typed. Notice it's just regular text. There's nothing unusual like that. But if you click anywhere in the file name, it'll give the entire file name that gray background, telling you that it's a field, and that these words, or these letters and words, go together. Then also notice over here under page, if you click on the word page, that's just regular text. But if you click on the number 2, that also has the gray background. That's telling you that's a field. And if you scroll up, you can see, well, you should be able to see, it should say page 1 here also. I'm not sure why it doesn't. Maybe when we click out, it automatically populates. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and close out of the header and footer by coming up here to the upper right hand corner and click the big X right there. And if we come up, notice it's still not here on the first screen, so we're going to try to fix that. So let's scroll back down because we should have the header footer on both pages. And when you scroll back down to the second page, again, notice now your text, once we've closed out, you can click and edit your text, but your footer now is dimmed. And if you click there once, you can't change it. But if you double click, come down to the footer and double click, notice now that you can edit your footer but not your text. So you can toggle back and forth. So where you should be double click down there so we can edit our footer. Now I'm going to look up here in the header and footer design tab and look where it says options. And it says different first page is checked. We want to uncheck that. So now the first page should have the same footer. If we scroll up now, there it is. Now we got it on the first page also. So again, that's where when you're going through and you're playing with or learning a new command and something's not right, typically there's a little feature to do one thing or another. In this case, the feature where it says different first page footer was selected. We uncheck that, and now we should see that on the first and second page. Go ahead and close it there. And now, when you scroll up or down, you've got the footer on the first and second page. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to put a cover page on our document, like in a report you do for your teacher, right? They oftentimes like a cover page with it that kind of gives a little introduction and gives some basic information about, you know, your the title and your name and the date and that type of thing. So to put a cover page on this, we don't have to start from scratch. We're going to let Word 2007 do most of the work. So come up to the Insert tab, and again, since we're inserting or putting a cover page in, it'll be under the Insert page, or Insert tab. And way over here on the left-hand side is the cover pages. So click on that, and you can see your different options for different color pages. If you recall, the footer we chose was the alphabetic footer. So we're going to choose the alphabetic cover page to be consistent. So go ahead and choose alphabetic, and it should automatically populate here. And we're going to go ahead and add the proper titles to the cover page. So at the top, where it says type the document title, that's going to be called Summer Tours, SUMMERTOURS, Summer Tours. And where it says the subtitle is going to be Classic Walking Adventure. Classic Walking Adventures. Whoop, that little typo there. There we go. The date, we're going to choose pick a date. And you can see when I'm doing this, automatically came up on June 14th. That's the day I'm recording this assignment. Yes, it's summer break and I'm working and you're out having fun. But you're probably going to be doing this sometime in August or September. So scroll to today's date. It should come up with today's date. And I'm just going to pick the 7th and automatically put the date in there. And then type your name. So click where's your name, right? Go ahead and type your name in there. And please do me a favor after your name, put your bell number. So you might be here, bell 1, bell 2, whatever it is. So it's your name and your bell number. Okay? Now I'm going to just kind of zoom out and kind of give you an idea of kind of what it looks like now. So there's our document, there's our cover page, and then there is the first page, and then down here is the second page So you should have now a total of 3 pages in your assignment. Okay. Now we're going to zoom in again on the address of our classic walking adventure. So this is on page 2, and scroll down here, and we want to highlight the address of our classic walking adventure out here in Oakland, California. Now the reason we're going to do this is let's pretend for a second that this is our company. And if it's our company, we would be writing our address a lot. So to kind of any information that's repeated a lot, Microsoft Word 2007 has a way for us to access that information quickly instead of having to retype it. So we're working smarter, not harder. We're getting our work done faster. And that's what we're going to do with our address. So pretend this is your address at home or a company that you're starting yourself. And we want to come to the Insert tab. Make sure you're under the Insert tab. And we'll come to the text box option. So click on text box. And these are kind of some standard text box formatting we want. But we want to come to the very bottom where it says Save Selection to Text Box Gallery. It's at the very bottom of that. Go ahead and select that. When you do, notice how a little box pops up with that information kind of already inserted in. And we're going to have to kind of adjust this just a little bit. And if you look here under Gallery, it says Text Box. Here's our kind of different kind of categories or different ways we can list or save this information. I'm going to click off here. And the different categories here, built-in, general. You can give it a name, give it a little description. We're not going to do any of this now because, again, once you get done with this assignment, you'll never have to worry about this address. But keep in the back of your mind, information that's repeated, information that you type in a lot, can automatically be created in what's called a building block. But for now, go ahead and hit Cancel. Hit Cancel. And then let's go ahead and save our changes. The keyboard shortcut for save is Control S. If you look at the bottom of my screen here, when you hit Control S, you should see down here the file being saved. Are you ready to watch? You ready? Control S, and you can see that little popped up there telling me good. I'm now safe. I'm good to go. Okay, so that's the end of this section of the instructions where it says reuse content. So we're going to go ahead and stop video 3 now, and with video 4 we'll pick up the next section of the assignment.